Hussey Vivian was the son of John Vivian from Truro, Cornwall, an industrialist who was the first member of this branch of the family to move to Swansea. Hussey was educated at Truro Grammar School, then at Harrow, and Exeter College, Oxford. Vivian entered the army in 1793 and less than a year later became a captain in the 28th Foot. Under Lord Moira, he served in the campaign of 1794 in Flanders and the Netherlands. At the end of the expedition, the 28th bore a distinguished part in Lord Cathcart's action of Geldermalsen. In 1798, Vivian was transferred to the 7th Light Dragoons, later the Hussars. He was also in Ralph Abercrombie's division involved in the Helder campaign in Holland at the battles of Bergen and Alkmaar between the 19th of September to the 6th of October 1799. In 1800 he received his majority, and in 1804 he became Lieutenant Colonel of the 7th Light Infantry. In command of this regiment, he sailed to join Lieutenant General Sir David Baird at Corunna in 1808. And he took part in Lord Henry Paget's cavalry fights at Sahagun and Benavente. During the retreat of Lieutenant General Sir John Moore's army, the 7th were constantly employed with the rearguard. Vivian was present at the Battle of Corunna and returned with the remainder of the army to England. On the 24th of November 1813, Vivian, now Colonel and aide-de-camp to the Prince Regent, was appointed to command a light cavalry brigade, the 13th and 14th Light Dragoons, under Rowland Hill, 1st Viscount Hill, in Wellington's army. With this corps, he served at the Battle of the Neve between the 9th and 13th of December. In January 1814, Vivian transferred to lead a light cavalry brigade in William Carr Beresford's corps. The 1,000-strong unit included the 18th Hussars and the 1st King's German Legion Hussars. He took a marked part in the action of Gave de Pau and the Battle of Orthez. On the 8th of April, Vivian fought a brilliant action at Croix d'Orade on the Eure River, where he was severely wounded. In this action, the 18th Hussars seized a key bridge intact, helping Wellington to isolate the French defenders of Toulouse. At the beginning of 1815, he was appointed Knight Commander of the Order of the Bath. He had been a Major General for several months by this time. In April 1815, Sir Hussey Vivian was appointed to command the 6th Brigade of the Earl of Uxbridge's Cavalry Division. Vivian's brigade included the 10th and 18th Hussars, as well as the 1st and 2nd Hussars King's German Legion. At the Battle of Waterloo, the 6th Brigade were posted on the Duke of Wellington's left flank. In the late afternoon, Vivian's regiments, with those of General Vandeleur's 4th Brigade, were ordered to move to support the centre of the line, which was under pressure from Napoleon's Imperial Guard. After the enemy were repulsed, Vivian's Hussars made the final charge of the day between Hougoumont and La Haye-Sainte, sweeping the middle guard and line units before then breaking upon the squares of Napoleon's vaunted Old Guard, which they soon learned to avoid. This service was rewarded by the thanks of both Houses of Parliament, an award of the KCH, and the orders of Maria Theresa and Saint Vladimir from the Emperors of Austria and Russia, respectively. After hostilities had ceased, Vivian remained in France as part of the Army of Occupation. He was in command of the 2nd Brigade of Cavalry. In 1816, he was censured by Army Commander Lieutenant General Lord Combermere, under orders from the Duke of Wellington, for failing to report a disturbance in a French theatre, which was caused by officers of the 18th Hussars. On leaving the army, he sat in the House of Commons as a member for Truro and then Windsor from 1821 to 1831. After this, he was made commander of the forces in Ireland and given the GCH. He was also appointed to the Privy Council of Ireland in 1831. From 1825 to 1830, he was Inspector General of the Cavalry, and in 1830 was appointed a Groom of the Bedchamber, serving King William IV throughout his reign until 1837, after which he was promoted Knight Grand Cross of the Order of the Bath, GCB, as it's otherwise known. In 1835, he became Master General of the Ordnance until 1841 and was sworn of the Privy Council of the United Kingdom the same year. In 1837, he was elected MP for East Cornwall, sitting until 1841. He was created a Baronet of Truro in the county of Cornwall in 1827. In 1841, he was elected to the Royal Society as a Fellow. That was in the February of 1841, and was raised to the peerage as Baron Vivian of Glyn and of Truro in the county of Cornwall in the peerage of the United Kingdom that August. A year later, he died at Baden-Baden and was succeeded by his eldest son, to whom he also bequeathed his recently acquired estate at Glyn, near Bodmin.